Good afternoon. Let's move this a bit closer. Right. Good afternoon. Right. A couple of quick things I wanted to just put in for this afternoon. Not long on this reason. First of all, on here, I don't know if anyone's worked this out, but the little night fella in the corner at the end is actually a subscribe button. So you can hit the night on the head, and that'll subscribe you. Thought I'd push that in, so because I know 7 of you keep looking at it. Just push him and all, and he'll tell you when I'm on next. Right. Interestingly enough, I'm going to do a very quick news, and I've got an interesting bit of information afterwards. Right. News. Pfizer. You're going to love this. You remember a couple of years ago we had a thing called COVID come out, and everyone said, "Oh, we're going to do it. We're not going to make any money at it. We're going to make sure that everyone's free and everyone gets some medicine and everything." Well, it's just turned out that they are £26 billion up, 77% up in profits. So they made 26 billion pounds, or dollars, I think that is. Right. So and BP, they're up as well. They're getting money hand over fist as well. So lovely, isn't it? Yeah, we know what's going on now. It's like a massive theft off everybody. So, but what can we do? We're just pawns in the great game, I suppose. Right. Literally about an hour ago, from when I'm saying this, in America, I'm not. This is very problematic. This thing. It's about abortion. There's been some massive court case over there, and President Biden has turned round. So something's gone off. It's turned round. They're ruling something. Not exactly sure because it's in American laws doing this. Has turned round and said abortion is a woman's right. So now I'm not going to say whether that's right or wrong. I'm really not, because I'm not getting into it at all. So that's personal. I'm just telling you that's just happened. So if you want to know more about that, go on to main news. But yeah, so there's a lot kicking off there at the moment. What else have we got? Right, okay. That's as much as news I'm going to give you today, because it gets a bit boring. It's the same stuff going on all the time, threats and counter threats. I know that somebody's just got stabbed at St Paul's as well, but in the UK, outside St Paul's Cathedral. That's rare over here, to be quite honest. I remember when I was a child that they said in a whole year, it was like a whole year when I was a kid. There was 2 murders in a whole year, and that was like, whoa, someone's been murdered. Now it's every day, it's accepted, and it shouldn't be accepted. It's absolutely horrendous to accept that. But now there's a murder every day. I mean, what is going wrong with society? So I must tell you straight away. One thing before I get on to the interesting subject, I went to go and get some milk, to be quite honest, for my coffee, and which I have forgot to put the kettle on before. And when you go into towns, the first thing you notice is every shop or every little area you get accosted by people going, give money to this and give money to that. Do you know, it really annoys me. It's so tiring. It makes me want to get in my car and go back home. It really does, because it's like most of in the United Kingdom, I don't know wherever else, most of the high streets are full of charity shops, as it is, right? Let me tell you something. Most charity shops are selling brand new goods in there. They don't pay tax on those. They're made in sweatshops. They don't tell you that either. And they don't pay tax on them. They also don't pay business rates, a lot of them as well. So it's an unfair advantage. And you ask anybody about me, I'm always in charity shops. But there is a point where there's too much. And when you're coming out of charity shops, getting accosted by other people from different charities, I'm sorry, but now is not the time for it. Everybody is potless. So if you want a bit of advice, charities, stop going out the streets harassing people. People are getting fed up to absolutely. I was quite rude to one the other day, and literally, and I thought, I'm fed with being accosted. So literally, I walked in a shop and a woman jumped at me with this piece of paper. Physically jumped at me with a bit of paper. How you want it? And I literally just had enough of that. I just went, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you a penny. You should not be accosting me when I'm coming into a shop. So, you know, it's like physical assault now, trying to wrestle the money off you. It's, you know, and you know, some days with me being ill, I don't feel like being accosted by people. Sorry, I'm being a bit whingy, but it really annoyed me today. So stay out of the town centres. Let us just do our shopping in peace, will you, please? Papers, it's just ridiculous. Right. Anyway, if you don't, I'll do a special on it, and I will release everybody's all the chairmans. I'll find out what they're earning. I'll draw it off and find out what they're earning, and I'll publish it, and then try to explain yourself to the public then. So, annoyance. Buggers. Right. Anyway, right. The interesting bit. I did say to you, I'd find some interesting things about space again. So a lot of people are going to go, I'm turning off now. But hang with me just for a second. Right. I was watching a thing. I don't know if you know this, but Pluto, the planet, is no longer a planet. It was downgraded because of its size, because it's really small. And I thought, well, that's a bit unfair. Now, the reason why I say it's unfair is this. They're saying it's only small, so it can't support much life. Right. In one of the islands, I think it's one of the Mauritius Islands, they found, I think everyone will remember this, it was only about 7 years ago, they found some skeletons and some little people, about this big, about 12 inches tall, perfectly formed, and they renamed them hobbits. Yeah, I think the modern name is Homo sapien, Homo sapien, Homo sapien hobbitus. I think that's what they're called. Their technical name. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they said the reason that they've grown so short, they found miniature elephants as well. The reason why they've grown so short is because it's a microcosm. Everything's grown to the size of the island so it can sustain itself. And I thought, well, hold on. So working on that principle then, Pluto should be reconstituted back into a planet, because you could have 2-inch people who live on that planet. Now, if that was true, you'd have to define it as a planet again, yeah, for supporting life. So I'm going to go in favour of getting Pluto redesignated back to a planet. Yes, it was a planet for hundreds of years, probably a couple of thousand years while humans have been around. It's been known as a planet, and I think we ought to get it back as a planet. Yeah, size isn't everything, and it's not just because I'm short either. Just for anyone says out, right? And then the other thing, this is the last thing I've got for you, is I was watching a program about our friend Elon Musk with the X spaces and everything like that. And one of the chaps was discussing about space stations. And he was saying he's designed 3 different types of space station that can be built in space. But he never explained to me how he's going to get so much material up there. Obviously, it can be taken up there from the Earth. But I thought, oh, well, hold on. Why can't you land on the moon and use moon material to build your space station? If you build it on the moon, there's hardly any gravity, so you can actually pull it off the surface of the moon and then put it into orbit. That's a good idea for you. You can use that one. You can use that one. Yeah, but if you ever get to see this, probably in about 6 million years, when you've been taken out of a thermos flask or something like that again. Right. Okay. Right. So you can use that one, and that was it. So that's how advanced we are, where we actually are looking that we've got a guy who works for Elon Musk who actually designs space stations, and they sort of like self-build themselves, and he's got 3 different types you can use. So the chance of getting in, and he says it's not far off before people will be able to go into space. Well, they can now, but I'm talking about like busloads. interstellar bus that takes you up there, and then you can have a week up in space on one of these space stations. So there you go. All interesting stuff. I'll try to get some more weird and wonderful stuff as well. Right, as I say, now's your chance. Go and tap the little fella on the head. Subscribe. See if I can get 4. Right. Good night. Have a nice night. Bye.